On to Russia now. It's warning of chaos in the global food markets after a major Ukrainian attack disrupted grain terminals at a Black Sea port. In fact, the strikes are threatening a crucial export route at a time when the war is already putting pressure on global supplies. In the latest, Ukraine reportedly sent an offer to Russia for both sides to halt attacks on civilian targets in the Black Sea. Ukraine's offer was reportedly transmitted to Russia via a third party, and it's yet to receive a response, reportedly. Russia had launched a major overnight drone attack across Ukraine. The Ukrainian Air Force said Russia sent 133 drones into Ukrainian airspace and that Ukrainian air defenses intercepted 111 of them. Strikes were recorded at 15 locations, while falling drone debris hit another 16 sites. Ukrainian officials said 2 people were killed in the Odessa region. At least 6 people were injured across the Dnipropetrovsk and Zaporizhia regions. Ukrainian officials said a Russian drone struck a passenger train in southern Ukraine, killing 2 people. Zelensky said the train was carrying 340 passengers when a Russian jet-powered drone hit its locomotive in the Odessa region. Ukraine's state emergency service said at least 1 person was also injured in overnight Russian drone attacks on Chernihiv and the surrounding region. Three of Russia's largest grain terminals at Novorossiysk have reportedly halted operations after the Ukrainian attack damaged key loading and unloading infrastructure. According to reports, grain shipments from the port are currently impossible. Satellite imagery showing damage at the grain facilities and a nearby naval base. Ukraine's security service described the operation as strategically significant and said its forces used drones and missiles to strike the naval base. The Ukrainian president, meanwhile, said 2 frigates, a large landing ship, a corvette, and other vessels were hit. The attacks are part of a wider campaign by both Russia and Ukraine against each other's infrastructure. So the military escalation is basically now putting further pressure on one of the world's most important grain corridors. And this is one of Russia's main grain export hubs, by the way, making the disruption all the more significant when it comes to the global agricultural markets. Let's just break this down for you. The facts. Together, Russia and Ukraine accounting for nearly 1/3 of the global wheat exports. Black Sea grain shipments have already fallen by more than 40% as compared with a year ago, and the latest attacks come during this year's harvest. Ukraine is trying to move more grain by rail, road, and the river. But then those routes can handle only about half the normal Black Sea volume, while drought-driven low water levels are creating additional constraints on the river. The disruption is already feeding into commodity markets. Wheat prices have risen nearly 25% since the start of the year, reaching their highest level in 2 years. Russian wheat exports fell sharply in July, posting their weakest performance since 2017. Ukraine's grain exports, meanwhile, have dropped by nearly 1/3. The pressure coming as wheat production is also being hit by severe drought across major producing regions in the United States, Europe, Australia, parts of South America. The USDA reportedly expects wheat production among the world's largest exporters to decline this season, while available export stocks are also shrinking. As Russia and Ukraine continue targeting each other's export infrastructure, exports from Odessa's ports are largely halted, leaving many Ukrainian farmers with few options to actually sell their harvest.
The scariest thing right now is that we have nowhere to put this grain. And today, with the blockade Russia is imposing on Odessa and its ports, through which we used to export about 4.5 million tons, this is truly a disaster for all farmers.
Agriculture accounts for nearly 60% of Ukraine's export revenues, and industry representatives say the blockade is adding to the strain on the wartime economy. Experts, meanwhile, caution that the combination of war, climate-related production losses, and the rising shipping costs is increasing uncertainty over global food supplies, inflation, trade flows in the months ahead. From Asia to Europe, extreme heat, drought, leaving behind a trail of destruction and concern. As climate experts warn of intensifying heat and dry conditions, the impact is being felt across continents. Let's first take you to South Korea. Farmers there have been watching crops collapse under the scorching conditions. In one part, potatoes that looked healthy just days ago were found to be soft and rotting. They seemingly turned into boiled potatoes in the scorching soil. Imagine that, boiled potatoes. The heat is not letting up. On the 2nd of August, the southeastern city of Yangsan recorded a temperature of 42.5 degrees Celsius. This was the highest temperature registered in South Korea since modern weather observations started in 1904. A village long buried under water has now re-emerged in Indonesia, meanwhile. As drought shrunk a reservoir, houses, a mosque and other buildings in the former village of Somang are now visible after 4 months without rain. And climate experts have warned that the hot, dry El Nino conditions could intensify towards the end of 2026. This scorching heat has also engulfed Europe. We've been telling you about this. The entire continent witnessing a heat dome situation resulting in persistent high temperatures. Various parts experiencing them. Most of Britain witnessing a flash drought caused by a combination of very low rainfall and higher temperatures. England, Wales also recorded their driest July in 190 years. Around 45 million people there currently living in drought-hit areas, 27 million facing restrictions on their water use as well.
You've got to think how will things have to change in terms of how we insulate houses, flat places we live and work, the effect it will have on agriculture. A range of activities are going to be affected. We'll have to wait and see where it goes and what government decides to do.
Is the world coming to an end? This prediction was made for August 12, remember, when those rare cosmic events were supposed to play out. But those predictions given by some are yet to come to life. The world clearly has not ended. Millions across Europe witnessed the most significant solar eclipse since 1999. Despite all the speculation in the run-up to the day, neither did the world come to an end, nor did the planet lose gravity for 7 seconds as claimed by some. But then what really is the logic behind these predictions? Is there any science at all as far as these predictions go? What about astrology? What's astrology's take on such rare events like the solar eclipse? Earlier in the day, this is what astrologer Partha Bhattacharjee told us.
This does not, any relation with astrology, because eclipse and astrology is different. Because eclipse, when it happens, so it has relevancy with, the scientific effect.
He also made it clear that an astrologer's prediction depends on an individual's horoscope, while completely rubbishing speculation that the world is going to end. He also told us that the world is likely to go through a turbulent political and economic phase in the next few months because of the placement of Saturn. At the same time, he stressed that the situation is poised to improve after a period of 9 months.
A lot of astrologers are giving their predictions that this kind of situation, is like world is ending. That I also heard, in television and other, sources through some media reports. So what I would say that, world is not ending at all. It's mostly star effect. The next 6 months, the star effect is not good. Even particularly, especially in the Middle East area also, it disrupt, is for the next around 1.5 years.
On to a special report. Deep beneath the ground where sunlight never reaches, something has been evolving. For nearly 30 years, scientists have been studying one Alabama cave, but little did they know that they were actually watching a completely unknown branch of life. Now a strange eyeless fish has revealed itself as something scientists have never seen before. Take a look.
There are places on Earth where daylight simply stops. No trees, no birds, no sunlight, only darkness, water and life that has learned to survive without the world above. Inside a cave in northern Alabama, scientists have now discovered one such mystery. It is a tiny fish. It has no eyes. Its body has almost no color. And researchers have given it a striking name, the demon cavefish. Scientists from the University of Alabama in Huntsville have identified it as a completely new species and genus. The discovery was made in a cave that researchers have been monitoring for around 30 years, yet this fish had remained hidden in plain sight. The discovery has been published in scientific reports. Researchers named the new genus Demogorgonicus arcanus, a reference to the mythical Demogorgon from Stranger Things, with arcanus meaning hidden or secret. In biology, a genus holds one or more species that share close traits or a common ancestor. But the biggest mystery is how long this lineage has existed. The cave has been watched for decades. Scientists have collected and studied fish from the area before. Yet this species escaped detection. That tells researchers something important. There may still be major discoveries hiding in places that seem familiar, and caves are particularly valuable. They can isolate animals from the outside world for thousands or even millions of years. Over time, populations can change so dramatically that they become completely different from their relatives above ground. That may be what happened here. The demon cavefish is more than an unusual animal. It is evidence that evolution can continue in darkness, quietly creating new forms of life right under the waters. And scientists may only just be beginning to understand its story.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.